Alright, hey guys, so I told you today that I'm going to do a look with the Fenty by Rihanna beauty products. So I wanted to go ahead and get that done. So we're going to get right into this video, but first don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. We're almost to 4,000 subscribers, which is super exciting. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. So now let's get into the look now that I've said that. So really quickly, I'm going to start by applying some of my Tatcha, the water cream. I did get this as a free sample at Sephora, which is actually a pretty good size sample. I tried this last night. I'm just going to put the slightest amount on in the areas that I know I get dry on my face, because this foundation, like I mentioned yesterday, is very drying. I'm hoping right now that my camera does not shut off on me during this process. If it does, we're going to have to switch memory cards and keep it moving. So I'm just putting a little amount of this on. I'm about to clip my hair out of the way because I can already tell it's going to annoy me. And I just want to put very little of this on the skin and let it soak in for about 30 to 40 seconds so that our skin is nice and hydrated for this foundation. Because like I stated yesterday, it is a dry matte foundation, which is what she was going for. It's not a bad thing because that's what she was setting out to do, I believe. I mean, obviously, I don't think she said that, but it does say matte on the foundation. So when you're buying it, you know what you're buying. So let me just very hideously clip this out of the way. So for starters, I want you guys to notice that my neck is paler than my face. So when I say this foundation matches me perfectly, it does match my face perfectly, and I'll show you guys my little trick on how to make basically any foundation match your neck. I'll show you guys that. So now that that has set for about 30 seconds, we're going to take our Fenty primer, and I don't think you have to shake this one. The foundation you have to shake, but I'm going to give it a little shake, and we're going to go in with one pump is all you need. Looks like that, and we're gonna take that and go all over the face. I personally don't put my primer in specific places. I just kind of put it all over, but one pump goes a long way with this stuff. And a lot of people are saying that it is tacky. I don't find it tacky at all. I just find it it feels exactly like that moisturizer I just put on. Like, it does not feel tacky. It does not feel sticky or anything like that. I'm hoping this video isn't too long because I'm just going to show you guys the base of the Fenty products, do my makeup, and come right back to show you guys the final look. But it doesn't feel tacky. It does dry down very quickly, which I do like, because some primers you have to wait on, which makes your makeup process that much longer. So I do like that it dries down fairly quick. My mirror is right here, so if I'm looking this way, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And if my hair looks a little blue over here, ignore that. My gel takes a while to dry, and it's a blue gel. But once it dries, it's not blue anymore. So that's with the primer on. My pores do look smoother. I'm not sure if you guys could tell within application, but it does look smoother. So now I'm going to go with my Fenty foundation in the shade 120, and it does say shake well on the bottle, so I'm going to shake it well. And you can feel it getting thicker. You know it's done shaking because you don't feel it moving around in there. And yes, I have already worn this twice. This will be my third time. I do like it with the Beauty Blender. Mine is just stained. It's not dirty. It is washed. But a lot of people are saying they didn't like it with the Beauty Blender. I like it. I didn't like it with a brush. This is 2 pumps of the foundation, and I'm just going to go straight in. And as you can see, it is a beautiful foundation. It can be full coverage. It doesn't have to be. It spreads out nicely, but work fast because it does also dry down quickly. And I gotta be careful up here because I just put my gel in, and I don't want this foundation to be sitting in that gel. So it does, as you can see, blend out smoothly. I think it definitely works better with the primer Rihanna created it with. And I think that's just kind of common sense for a product like this. Certain foundations that come out with primers, you don't need the primer. We're going to have to correct this pimple here because that's not cute. I meant to color correct it before the foundation, but that's okay. So 2 pumps did half my face fully, a little bit onto the other side. And as you can see, it looks really pale, and that's what I was saying in my review yesterday, is that it looks super pale. I put it on, and normally I wear about a shade darker than my natural skin tone, so I'm not used to looking this pale. And I put it on, I'm like, oh my god, I look dead. Like, why do I look like this? Like, I know I'm pale, and I openly admit to being pale. It's not anything I'm embarrassed about or scared of admitting or anything like that. Like, girl, I'm pale. But it's so weird, like, looking at myself being this pale, because I don't ever put foundation on this pale. But I knew the line's purpose was to match your skin tone, so I really wanted to get a match. I didn't want to make sure I'm getting my hairline good. I didn't want to get something that was darker than my skin tone, because the 130, which is one step up from 120, it goes in 10s, was so yellow. I put it on my hand yesterday just to make sure I didn't want to pick up another shade and maybe mix it or things like that, because I know a bunch of people have been mixing shades. But I put it on my hand and it was like the color of my hair. Like, it was so yellow. I'm like, what is going on here? So I don't know. So I'm just gonna blend down the neck. Whatever's left on the Beauty Blender, I don't really add more product to go down my neck usually, and just make sure we're blended out everywhere, because the next part is the exciting part that I haven't tried yet, so it's new to all of us. I do want to say I did take the sticks yesterday and last night, and I did try them on bare skin to see, because I know a bunch of women don't wear foundation or primer or things like that, and they want to be really simple. These look beautiful on bare skin. Like, it looked like I had a full face of makeup on just with these 4 products. I was really, really amazed. So definitely, if you don't wear foundation, if there's one thing you want out of this collection, maybe go get the trio with the concealer, the bronzer, and the highlighter. So this is in the shade Linen. This is the matchstick. And I'm just going to take this in the places that I would normally take concealer. And now a lot of people are saying that this does tug on the skin, and yes, I can definitely feel that. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is definitely tugging. By swatching it on my hand, it does not look full coverage at all, so I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that, because I am so used to, I'm going to try to put extra right here. It's not supposed to be a concealer, though. It's supposed to be a highlight. Like, it is described as a highlight, so I'm not sure. But now it's not tugging anymore as much because my skin has warmed up the stick. So I'm not sure how it's going to pay off. I'm not sure how it's going to look, but we're about to see. Last night with no makeup on, it looked great. I just put a little under my eyes last night just to use it as a highlight, like it is stated to be used as. And a lot of people are saying it blends out better with your fingers. I'm going to try it with the Beauty Blender because it looks like it's doing okay. But if it doesn't, obviously I'll go in with fingers. I don't really like using fingers though, because I do have long nails and the makeup tends to get stuck under them. And then if you accidentally hit your foundation with your long nail, you've scraped off a patch of foundation. It's not fun at all. So I'm just blending this out. It looks like it's blending really smoothly. I'll put my face closer to the camera in a second to show you guys what we're working with. It looks like decent coverage. It's not that bad, because I have a full face of freckles, as you guys saw in the beginning, and a lot of people are saying it's not full coverage, but I don't have like anything to say bad about this right now. As you can see, I just hit that spot with my nail. This looks really good. I like it. I think it looks good. What do you guys think? And as you can see, this foundation does oxidize. This is already oxidizing a little bit. You can see from my neck to my face, it is getting a little bit darker. So now I'm going to go in with the shade Amber, which is the contour matchstick. A lot of people are complaining that this is a really gray tone, which it is in the bottle. But I guess your pH balance is really what matters, because when I put it on my hand yesterday, it was turning out really, really warm and really orangey. So I'm just going to put this in the places that I would normally contour. I haven't cream contoured in a decent amount of time. My 12th grade year, I used to cream contour every morning, which was almost 2 years ago now. And I'm not sure how much of this to use, so let's just hope we're not using too much right now. And I'm just going to put this in the places that I would normally contour. And I normally make back here a little bit thicker than I do in the front. I kind of like to already set up the shape for the Beauty Blender, and I'm hoping this blends out nicely. We're going to try to take this down the nose, and we're going to see how that works. I don't know, I could be wrong when I say this, but I think that's why Kim Kardashian, obviously I haven't tried her product, I've just watched reviews, and people are saying that this reminds them a lot of Kim Kardashian's contour sticks that she just came out with, but I think Kim made her so skinny that it is accessible to the nose. I don't make my nose super skinny. That's never been like a goal. I just put the contour because if I don't, it looks funny. Let's see how this works. I blended this out with my fingers last night when I had no makeup on, but I'm scared to use my fingers when I already have foundation on. Like, I'd rather just sit here for 20 minutes doing this than to mess up the whole foundation kind of look. The Beauty Blender is kind of spreading it a little bit far, but not too far. But I am using a bigger Beauty Blender. This is the Real Techniques sponge. The Real Beauty Blender, you know, it's pointed at the tip, so you can really squeeze it and make it go in certain places. Well, that blended out really fast. A lot of people are saying they don't blend out. That just blended out super fast. I don't think that took too long at all. I could use a little work over here. I definitely think it needs a little bit more color to it. I'm used to a lot more color, but you can always set this cream with a powder, which I'm planning on doing because I'm not going to leave these creams by themselves, which I've seen a lot of people doing, and that just makes me so nervous. Like, how do you just put a cream on your face and not powder it? Like, what if it starts smudging and stuff throughout your day? Like, how do you not powder it? I don't know. It's so weird. So I'm definitely going to put my Shade and Light palette over this, probably just to warm it up a little bit more too, because I mean, I can see the gray tones people are talking about, but I personally always start with a cooler tone bronzer and then put, or contour I guess you could say, shade, and then put a warm tone bronzer over top of it to make it like the perfect mix. So I mean, I guess it's like personal preference. I don't really mind a cool tone, but I don't really mind a warm tone either. I'm not picky about that. I do like my warm tones though, because it makes me look tanner. So now I'm going to go in on the nose, and I think I'm just going to flip the Beauty Blender over, and I haven't cream contoured my nose in so long, so let's see how this goes. Because normally I just use a very, very light amount of bronzer on my nose, powder bronzer from the Shade and Light or my Anastasia bronzer palette or what have you. Sorry, my nose is still stuffy from being sick like 3 weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago, I don't know how long ago it was. But we're just going to blend this out, and I think these are blending really beautifully. I'm not sure if it's picking up good on camera or not, or picking up well, however, whatever is correct to say. But I think it looks really nice on camera. I mean in person, not on camera. I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure it looks just as good on camera. That blended out really fast for me. Maybe the Beauty Blender or the sponge that Rihanna came out with doesn't blend nicely, but my Real Techniques blender never lets me down. As you can see, it's not a lot of color, but I think she was going for the natural look, so I'm not going to add any more on top of that because I don't want to take the cool tones too far. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and then I'm going to go in, and I picked this up separately. This is obviously not from the trio. This is the Matchstick in shade Yacht Life. And I picked this up to kind of use as a blush because it's this like peachy toned, and I don't know how this one I can definitely feel like right off the bat this one is a lot more grainier and not as smooth as the other matchsticks. Like, it definitely tugs more and you could feel the glitter in it. I think I might just blend this one out with my finger. I'm not sure. But this one's definitely a lot more grainy, and you can feel it pulling your skin a lot more than like the contour and the concealer I just used. And I thought this would be pretty once it's blended out. I think I'm going to try it with my finger, with my Beauty Blender, because I can definitely see foundation coming off. Like, a bunch of people are saying, oh, use your finger. I don't think so. I think definitely the only downside to using the Beauty Blender is, of course, it will knock some of the color because you already have product on the sponge from the start, but I think it looks better blended out like this because it's keeping the color pretty nice. I've never used a cream blush though, so I could be doing this wrong. I'm gonna be honest, I've never used a cream blush, so I'm not sure. And I'm trying to get close up to my mirror and see how everything's looking. My pores look good. I think I'm gonna put a little more blush because I prefer, look, you can see on my stick that it's taking off the foundation, but you can't tell like on the skin that it kind of took it off a little bit. So that's good that you can't really tell. So I just added a little bit more because I prefer a very blushy face as personal preference, but I am going to set all of these products with powder because it's just I can't I live in Florida. It is so humid. I could not possibly walk around with these products and not setting it. So before I do the highlighter, I think I'm gonna set it. I don't know because I know you can't put cream on top of powder, but all right, we're just gonna go ahead and put the cream highlighter. This is from the trio, the Light 100 trio. This is in the shade Starstruck, and it is beautiful. I swatched this on my hand and I was like, yes. So we're just going to go gently because it is a little dark for my skin, like a darker than I would normally go highlighter. Okay, I can start to see it patching already. I can see the patchiness of the makeup where I've been blending the cream sticks out. I can see it happening already. And I'm going to put a little under the brows, even though we haven't done brows yet. That's okay. So I'm again going to just take the butt of the Beauty Blender and just blend that out into the skin and see how that blends out with everything else. Everyone was raving about these matchsticks, but now I don't know. Like on the natural skin, like on plain skin, it looked really beautiful. But I don't know now on top of makeup because I can see the separation a little bit. I'm not sure if it's picking up for you guys, but like right here I can kind of see where the foundation is separating. And this is a very natural look, and normally I go like, so I think I'm definitely going to set them with powders. This video is already 17 minutes, so I don't know, I guess I'll show you guys me setting it with powders because it'll be just as long anyways. So alright, so the powders I'm going to use, now my hand is dirty from that Beauty Blender. I'm going to take my Shade and Light palette, and what I'm going to do with this is I take this little tapered brush and I take this banana powder mixed with this lighter powder because the banana is a little bit too yellow for me, and I just set that under the eye. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I know I'm kind of talking quiet today, but it's quiet in the house, and so I don't like yelling. And I'm just going to set everything with that. And I always set my eyelids with powder because I don't do like a primer or anything or a base before I do my eyelids, so I always set that with a powder. I'm going to set the center of my forehead. And I don't want to really knock any of the glam, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It is definitely very natural. Like, it's there. The contour is there. The highlight's there, as you can see. But it is very, very natural, which isn't a bad thing. It's just not what I'm used to. Like, I would definitely have to get used to it. So then I dust this brush off on my brush mat, which is just a mat from Walmart, or you can get it from Amazon, and you can dust your brushes off onto it, and all the powder comes off. So what I do is I normally start with this shade, and then go here, and then go there. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. So I'm going to start with the center shade and just kind of set these products just a little bit with these powders, just to make sure we're not moving or budging throughout the day. I haven't seen people do this yet on the internet, but I think it is necessary. Ooh, let's see how that blends out because that just looked really patchy on the skin. Let's see if that'll blend out. When I first put that on, that looked extremely patchy. I personally prefer a lot of bronzer because I am so pale that if I don't have enough bronzer, the foundation just knocks all of my natural contour out of my face, that I look dead if I don't have enough bronzer. So I prefer to put a lot. It's just personal preference. So I think the matchsticks put a nice foundation, like a nice primer to the foundation, and not to the foundation, to the contour powders. I think that it does lay down a nice base, a nice guideline of where you would want to put it. But for me personally, it's not enough color. Maybe I need a darker shade. Maybe I should go back and get another, like, more warm tone contour shade. But the problem is a lot of them have shimmer in it, and I prefer a nice matte contour. I don't really like a bright looking shade of contour on my skin. I like a nice matte looking shade. Personal preference, again, this is personal. I just really wanted to do a tutorial for you guys using these products so that you can see them on the skin, how they lay down, honest opinion, because I mean, I didn't go to the launch. I don't know Rihanna. She's not paying me to say this. Like, some people on YouTube are literally paid to say certain things. So as you can see, they created like a nice foundation for the bronzer. Like, my bronzer laid on top really nicely, which is great. I just don't know, for me, every day I'll use the creams because it is like just an extra step I don't need to take. And you see how much darker the foundation has gotten through oxidization. I don't know how you say that. So then I just take this little eyeshadow brush. You guys have seen me do this before. And I just am going to powder over that cream contour on my nose. The highlighter is really pretty though. It's really simple, but it's really pretty. I personally don't like very bright highlighters. I'm checking to make sure my camera's still recording. Just personal preference. I'm actually getting a new camera soon, guys. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Step up in the world. So I kind of really do like the highlighter. I think it is beautiful. It's the perfect shade, like mixed of the like purple iridescent kind of colors with a champagne-y base. Like, it has purple in it. You can kind of see it. It has a pinky purple undertone, but it definitely has a great, nice, beautiful champagne-y base. And I did go under the lip a little bit. I didn't want to put the cream there because I didn't know how that would work out. So now I'm going to show you how I blend my neck, and I'm going to finish my eyeshadow and my mascara and stuff, and I'll come right back. So how I blend my neck with any foundation that's too dark for me is I take MAC's Medium Plus Mineralized Skin Finish, and I take this fluffy IT Cosmetics brush, and you see how dark this is? I just put that down my neck, so you don't have to blend your foundation down. You just have to put a powder. It does not look cakey. It does not, you don't feel it. It doesn't wear off. And it just like instantly, you see that? It just instantly blends your face to your neck that fast. Ta-da! And then obviously, duh, I'm going to do this little square, but you see how fast that was? Instead of blending foundation all the way down, you just put a little darker powder than your skin tone, and boom. And then I always kind of just use the leftover to blend out everything on the face. Cool, so I'm going to finish my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the finished look minus one step, and this step I'm excited for because I love this lip gloss. I loved it since I put it on the first swatch test. It is so creamy. Oh, it is so great. It's so creamy and smooth. Oh yes. And like, it just smells so good. Like, look how much bigger my lips already look. So anyways, this is the finished look. My final thoughts, even though I already did the review, I think the collection is beautiful. I think the packaging is beautiful. I think the point of the collection is beautiful. That is just all about natural skin and enhancing your natural look. I think she did a great job with the collection being her first launch. I know it took her 2 years to develop this, and I think it was time well spent. Again, just personal preference on the products. I think different uses for different people. I loved these products, but of course I had to add my own little bronzer over top because I prefer more color on the face than this was giving me. But other than that, I think they are beautiful products. I love how my makeup turned out today. And I think it is worth the hype. I think it is worth a little bit of a splurge. Definitely just pick what products are right for you. That's why I didn't buy any of the powder highlighters or anything like that, because I know I have so many that I already love and enjoy. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.